Lesson 5.4 is on multiples, and it's going to start just by listing multiples, and then it's going to ask the students to list a certain number of common multiples between two digits. So my first example, I'm just going to be listing multiples for a number, and it's just basically taking a counting number and multiplying it times, let's say, 5. So if I'm listing multiples for 5, I start with 5 times 1 is 5, and in my head 5 times 2 is 10. Now technically, what I tell the kids is that this is just skip counting, but knowing that it's timesing by 1, timesing by 2, timesing by 3, timesing by 4, and so on. And again, multiples go on and on forever. If I were to list the multiples for 6, I would just do 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 3 is 18, 6 times 4 is 24. So then getting into common multiples, I'm going to list the multiples for each, and then the book will say, well, what are the first 4 common multiples between 4 and 5? So I'll list my multiples. And go on from there. I'll list the same thing for 5. And if I had a bigger board, I could keep going, but what I notice is that one of the first common multiples for these two is 20. Now this really gets them ready for giving common denominators for fractions in our next chapter. So that's the whole point in doing this before we get started there. Another example, give the common multiples for 2 and 3. And I do it for 3. And then I go back and I circle the ones that they have in common. So I see that they have 12 in common. Going back up, do you see a 2? Do you see a 4? Oh, I see 6. And go on from there. So if I were to list the first 2, it would be 6 and 12. And those would be the common multiples for 2 and 3.